assisting me right now, my stringer, if you will, my makeshift stringer at the Democratic National Convention in Charlotte, North Carolina. Bob Weiner, Democratic strategist, columnist, and former communications director for Clinton drug czar General Barry McCaffrey. He's also former chief of staff of the House Committee on Aging. Bob, as you might also recall, is a former communications director for both Congressman Rangel as well as Conyers of New York and Michigan, respectively. Bob, welcome back, and what's the latest goings-on?
Hi, Alan. It's a pleasure to report to you from the Democratic National Convention live. And, yes, we were all very impressed with the First Lady. And tonight we're looking forward to Bill Clinton and the electricity that he will bring. I do want to clear up on the message that you've just addressed of the convention moving from the outdoor stadium when we've had consecutive days of thunderstorms and rain to the indoor arena. It's very disappointing to everyone. But what is not up is an attendance issue. We had 65,000 pre-registered and pre-activated people, 19,000 on the waiting list, plus the 20,000 that were in as delegates and media to begin with. So we had a 90,000 guaranteed room. We are extremely disappointed. You can imagine politically as well, because that was an enormous message to North Carolina, a swing state. So President Obama will be talking by phone to everyone tomorrow, who is the 65,000. There will be a large conference call and a later event to that. We are extremely disappointed.
I'm going to get to each and every one of the 65,000. Like I said, I'm going to get to each and every one of you 65,000. Come on, buddy. There's only going to be a 30% chance of precipitation for the evening of tomorrow,
really
for tomorrow evening. That is not enough. Rain does not shut down an event like that if indeed it was going to be truly and fully occupied. Not only that, the 65,000 to whom you refer, these were all numbers given to us by people out of Chicago. We know their disconnect with math.
I can't believe you're really going to have that conversation, Alan. The Republicans canceled the first day of their convention for serious weather reasons that didn't happen in Tampa as well. So the reality is that FEMA officials...
Yeah, but that's the epitomizing of apple-orange comparison. They're canceling out of a day, didn't change the venue. The venue remained the same. It just meant there was going to be one less day at the same place.
I'm not even
With
going
you
to have
guys,
this debate
it means the cancellation of an entire stadium... Because a 30% chance of rain Thursday night, I don't think so.
This is a case where your listeners will think you're being really silly, Ali, because safety has to be the first concern. And we've had driving thunderstorms with lightning the last 2 days. We're not going to take a 30% chance of safety. That has to be our foremost concern. And what is our concern is the fact that tonight Bill Clinton will bring the economic message of his successes and how Barack Obama will continue with the message of not doing tax breaks for the rich, but doing them for everyone else, and in the meantime driving jobs up to the kind of 23 million that Bill Clinton had. This will be a message of hope for the Democratic Party.
Yeah, but don't you have to show some similarities between the two before you can buy, or rather I should say before you can successfully sell, how there's any kind of connection between the very admirable tenure of Bill Clinton, a guy for whom I have always had great regard, his personal peccadillos put aside. The guy was a great president in my estimation. I've always felt that, much to the chagrin of my Republican friends. But the reality is, Bob, you and I both know that Bill Clinton is centrism, and Barack Obama has nothing to do with centrism. And so many of the views and perspectives and policies that are propagated by Barack Obama are breathtakingly disparate from all those held dear by Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was a friend to free enterprise. This guy doesn't seem to be so.
That's just a nonsense statement when he did...
Predicated on what do you assert that it's nonsensical when we already have on record this guy's animus expressed towards free enterprise?
160 tax breaks for small business that the Republicans want to deny exists. Tax breaks for 98% of small businesses. Wall Street, by the way, you want to go back to the 8,000 under Bush? We're at 13,000 now. I'm sure you want to go back to that. And so the economy, we've gained 4.5 million jobs after the first 2 months of the Bush bubble, of 800,000 a month going down.
But not net new jobs, Bob. They're not net new jobs. They're not net. They're not net new jobs. Who cares if they're not net?
4.5 million after the first 2 months. Look at the numbers.
No, Bob, we've lost over 300,000 jobs, okay? We've lost 300,000 jobs over those jobs added, resulting in what? A net loss, despite Obama Deputy Campaign Manager Stephanie Cutter saying that Obama's created over 4.5 million jobs, more than Reagan. She says this even though Historic Bureau of Labor Statistics data show that Reagan created a net 5.2 million net versus Obama's 4.5 million gross, again with a net loss of 300,000. What am I leaving out of this equation? Am I wrong when I say that Obama has brought us a net loss of jobs? Even if he created 4.5 million, he's lost more than he's created, so that's a net loss. I don't know how you refer to a loss as a gain when denotatively or connotatively they couldn't be any more breathtakingly disparate. What am I missing, Bob?
Listeners at least heard, even if you didn't, Alan, and I'm sorry that you didn't, about the first 2 months being the 800,000 a month that Bush was losing, and then you start the clock when Obama's policies start ticking in. That's actually when I start the clock in common sense.
All right, why don't we start it in 2009? Unemployment in 2009, 7.8. What is it now? 8.3. What has it been half of his term? Around the 9.0 mark. Median income was $54,000. Now it's $50. Gas per gallon, $1.85. Now it's $3.78. National debt was $10.6 trillion. Now it's officially $16 trillion. That's quite a payload. That's quite a burden in an election year, is it not, Bob?
I'm going to tell you what it was. Obama made a big mistake. You ready for me to say that?
I'm
Accepting
waiting.
the Bush tax cuts, because under tax cut presidents, gross national product, GDP, has gone up under Republicans 1.5% versus Democrats 5.5% since Herbert Hoover. Those are the real numbers, and we made a big mistake adopting the Republican philosophy of top down. Now, as our platform says, we have to go middle out. That's the difference, and President Obama and our messengers tonight and the speakers tonight and tomorrow will be saying that.